Hi, everybody. This is Beth McCullough. I'm a Stampin' Up Demonstrator in Des Moines, Iowa. And I do live videos every Tuesday night at 7 Central with my sweet husband, Steve.
Hi, everybody.
We are happy to be back. Last week, we gave you a pre-recorded video. We were up in Minneapolis for a knee doctor appointment.
And that went very well.
It did. It did. I am 4 months out of an ACL repair. And I can still not walk very well, but I'm where I need to be at 50%. They told me I have 3 months to get to 70%. So I'm lifting weights now, and Steve is not just the video guy. He's also my personal trainer. He's going to get me to 70%, right, Steve?
I'm trying to pump her up.
Yeah. So let's see who's on. Bev is here. We got to see Bev in real life yesterday, which was such a treat. We loved, Steve got to meet her for the first time, didn't you?
Yes.
Steve got to hug her in real life.
Right, and she deserved it.
She is so sweet. Thank you for always being here. We look forward to seeing you, Bev. And Pat is here, and Shirley, and Holly, and Chris. You know, I hope this is fun for you. It sure is fun for us. I do have a few things to show you. This is from my friend Brooke. If you look on my Stamping Mom Facebook page, Brooke actually visited me this week. If you're coming through Des Moines, just call me. She called and said, I'll be at Cracker Barrel in half an hour. Can you meet me? And so I zipped out of the house. And anyway, but she sends about 100 cards a month. And isn't this pretty? It says, God paints our world in such beautiful colors. Hope you're enjoying them. God bless. And every one of her cards says, Jesus loves you, and has scripture. This is Psalms 31:19. But she sends beautiful cards to her family and friends, and I feel blessed to receive those. I also got to enjoy some carrot cake with Kathy Winter yesterday.
And her husband, Jim.
And Jim, they're lovely hosts, and other demos. Friends of Kathy's were there, and Bev's. And we exchanged gifts because Barb and Kathy and I went to New Orleans together for backstage, and Kathy said, I made you something, but I couldn't bring it with me. Look at this. Is this amazing?
It is amazing.
I love this, Kathy Winter. So if you live in the Des Moines area and want to purchase one from Kathy, I can put you in contact with her.
She's got lots of other cool stuff too.
Yeah,
we came home with a whole bag full of stuff.
Yeah, it was super fun. But thank you, Kathy. I really appreciate you, and I can't wait to show off my wreath. Well, I had this on my blog last week, and I know some of you don't care about Halloween. I'm making a non-Halloween one tonight, but a lot of you own these Give It a Whirl dies, and they're kind of intimidating. Like, how do you put this together? So I am going to show you how to put it together. Oh, look, there's more people. Tony's on and sharing. When you share the video, it helps so much. And if you're new tonight, could you tell us you're new and say hello? For StreamYard, you just need to give them your name once and permission, and then we can see your name. And it's so much more fun if we can see who you are. Yay, Linda Lace is on, and Pam. So, you guys ready to make this? Actually, do we have anything else? I didn't really go through the screens. There is a joining special right now. $99, you get $155 free. Really, you pick out whatever you want, free shipping. It is a great deal.
Have we done the Boughs of Holly Stamp Camp yet?
The Boughs of Holly Stamp Camp is a week from this weekend. I'm in the middle of cutting the card kits right now, and I'm cutting one extra card kit. So the first person who buys $80 from my online store gets the last card kit, and I won't be cutting anymore. In fact, I don't have enough paper. I had to go up to Ankeny and borrow some distress gold from Chris to finish off all the sets I needed for the stamp camp. So one more person can get in, and it's super fun. So think about that. You do need the Boughs of Holly collection in order to make the cards along with what I'm going to send you. But some of you already have it. So why not? Why not do it?
Is there still free shipping?
Free shipping is just if you join. There is not free shipping on an order. And Bev reminded me, I haven't even been home today. I'm a Bible study fellowship leader. and it's supposed to take a couple hours. How long was I gone today? Like 6. My Bible study group takes a little bit of time, but they're awesome.
Beth likes chatting with these.
Beth
guys.
likes chatting. They like chatting too. It's not just me. But the clearance rack has been refreshed, and I did look at it briefly, and then I never gave it another thought. But thank you for mentioning it. Deborah, yes, I think I got your address. I have a little pile of cards and an embossing folder for Karen Finkel. I'm a little behind, and I will say, Steve, you're a little behind. Someone wants the magnet link, and I'm going to show some other things tonight that you're going to want the links for. So that's all on him.
I'm going to do it.
Steve,
as soon as this video gets over.
Steve, where are you going to put the links?
Where am I going to put them?
On the description of the video.
I could do that. Yes.
Yes. But Deborah, thank you for having grace. We've been out of town to Minnesota. My parents had a car accident that took up most of our day on Sunday. I mean, I have lots of excuses. I shouldn't, lots of things going on, but you won't fall through the cracks. If you have won something and you haven't gotten it, it's either coming soon or you always reach out to me and ask. It won't hurt my feelings. And I'm sorry that I need to get better at that. Sometimes I send them out right away, and other times I have issues. Orly is here, and Sandra and Jean. Thank you for sharing. But yeah, Deborah, I'm pretty sure I have your address. Okay, so you just need a regular card base tonight. This is 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. So Steve, you have no measurements. It's like you get the night off.
I know.
You get to chat with people.
I can certainly do that.
So the good thing about the Give It a Whirl is you take your finger. We have pumpkins, we have stars, we have ghosts. So I'm going to tell you what products I use to make that. I use this Alphabet Best bundle to do the boo. I stamped the letters and punched out the boo with that bundle. And then the paper, I do think, I know I sometimes say everything's my favorite, but this Celebrate Everything, it's got Christmas. I've used tons of these. I don't actually have a Halloween stamp set, but I've been able to make, I think 3. I made this card also with the same paper. That was fun. So it's like with the paper, you don't need all the stamp sets. This paper is free. Celebrate Everything. Look in the back of the fall mini catalog, and you can get it with host rewards. So you have to order 150, but then you can pick it as one of your free items. And it's 48 pages, so there's no way I'll use it all, but I really, really like it.
I bet you could give it a try.
I have been trying. To use it up. Now, for the card we're making tonight, we're using the Nothing's Better Than, because nothing's better than, what would you pick? Coffee, cookies, cocktail, or chocolate? Can you put that in the comments? Which thing is your favorite? And Steve McCullough, which thing is your favorite?
I like all 4. I would like a spread of all 4 items.
I didn't used to drink coffee, but the last couple of years, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I learned to like coffee. Now I really, really like coffee. So coffee might be number 1. I don't know. I like chocolate and cookies too. I don't drink a lot of cocktails, but this set is amazing. It's the 2nd year, I think, in the catalog, and I'm really glad I have that. Then, of course, the star of the show is the Give It a Whirl dies.
Okay, we just got like 5 votes for chocolate. Just
5 votes for chocolate.
I'm with you.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with chocolate. I'm going to show you how to use this, and I think you'll see it's amazingly easy. And then also on this one, this banner and the hearts also come out of the Give It a Whirl, so it does almost everything. And I just got this little shape is right here. It came out of beautiful shapes, but you could do something else. So really, you could make this whole card with just Give It a Whirl. So I'm going to put these up here and let's give it a whirl. So here's my card base, standard card base. And then you take this die out of the Give It a Whirl and decide what's on the front, the polka dots or the stars. So this time I ran it through with Starry Night. And after it comes through the die, this is what you get. You get stitching all the way around the sides. You get this cutout piece where the wheel is going to stick out. And I don't know if you can see, I'll put pink there. See that hole? That's key. So that is where the twirly thing is going to go. Okay. And then in the Give It a Whirl dies, we have these 4 dies. We have a rectangle, a circle, a heart, and then this bigger opening. This is the biggest one. And what you do is you decide, I use the biggest one because my ghosts and my coffee, everything was pretty big. But you line it up with the circle from here on the circle here, and you run it through the die. And then you get this. See, it's the same thing. But like on this one, I put it on top. So to get the ghosts, I lined up the circle. I'll put the pink behind it again so you can see the circle. And then I put it there, but it can be off to the side. It can be anywhere. And it can be any shape. I was thinking with these hearts and coffee, if I had little things to put in there that would fit, my window could be the hearts. Wouldn't that be fun, Steve?
That would be fun.
I feel like you need a Valentine card with the hearts, and then we could have things show up in the hearts.
I like Valentine's Day cards.
You do, don't
Especially
you?
when they say mushy things inside.
Mushy things?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys know you're going to run it through, and then you're going to pick a shape and cut it out on this front piece, right? Then another thing you're going to do is take the wheel shape, and you can do it in color. I did it in black on the Halloween card. This time I did it in white, and I'm going to try to do some more things. You'll have to tell me what you think. A lot of times I have all the things done in advance because I don't want people to have to sit and watch me. But I need my glasses. Hang on. When I color, I have to wear glasses. But so I want to know if you like it when I just have everything done in advance, or do you sometimes want to see how to do the things? And this also gives Steve more time to tell stories.
So my story is actually about her parents' automobile accident. It wasn't their fault. Beth's dad is 83 years old. He's got a beautiful Mazda 6. It's silver blue, and he loves this car, and we love the car too. But they were on the interstate, and a truck came up from behind them and decided to switch lanes, and somehow didn't see them. Started switching lanes, and pretty much the pit maneuver, hitting the back quarter panel of their car. So this is a massive semi, hits the back quarter panel of their car. And somehow, Beth's father, he swerved back and forth like 4 times, but he did not spin out. And he was able to get to the side of the road.
You, Dad. Yeah, you're amazing.
It was like he was a stunt driver or something. And but they were pretty shook up. And they called Beth, and luckily...
my phone is usually off.
Act of the Holy Spirit. The phone was on, and she answered and ran out in the yard and got me. I was mowing and said, "You need to come here right now."
Did you wonder what was wrong?
I never hear that. I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
And
I'm not usually, and I wasn't frantic. I was calm, but I knew we had to get there fast.
So we jumped in the car and drove out there. It only took about 5 minutes, and helped her dad and her mom. Mostly just kept them calm. Made sure
well, I hugged them and helped them stop shaking.
Yeah, they were both kind of in shock, honestly. So we got the police there, and they talked to the truck drivers, and they talked to Beth's dad, and it was clearly the truck driver's fault, and he admitted it.
And Dad was so relieved. They've both agreed if they have an accident that it's their fault, they'll stop driving. Can you see the coloring? I'll hold it up when I get done. But Dad just wanted it not to be his fault. But
he wants to keep driving. Although later on in the day, he admitted that, I'm not going to be all that disappointed when I'm not driving anymore, because it was pretty traumatic for him. But The car was pretty messed up. Back quarter panel was pretty smashed up. The tire went flat. The rim was dented because it got smacked by a semi. So
Yeah,
anyway,
it punctured the tire, right?
it did. And so we got them back to, I changed the tire, put the spare on. I drove the car for them back to their retirement
that was
village.
exciting. When the police were there, they were like, okay, back up your car a few feet, spin out and get going and don't get hit by the cars coming 75 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I had to take a deep breath and psych up. I'm like, my parents are in the car.
I told
And
her, this is the time to be a hot rod right here. It's time to really punch it. And she did fine.
But someone just made the comment, Shelly, God was watching out for them. I totally agree. There's no way that my dad he's awesome, but in his own strength, he could not have kept that car on the road.
So
and I told him, God still has a plan and a purpose for you. So keep fighting the good fight.
So a couple funny things about it.
It's funny. Do you think they think it's funny?
I had on my paint clothes because I was painting. And
he was painting before he was mowing the lawn.
Well, I was waiting for the paint to dry for the second coat.
We did hear a sermon the night before we went to church, and they talked about honoring the Sabbath, and so then you painted and mowed the lawn
simultaneously.
What does that say, Steve?
I was working too hard, but anyway, so I jumped in the car. I had these gutsy clothes on. She could have dropped me off at one of the exit ramps, and I could have put up a sign to beg for money because that's what I look like. And so when we got there, the policeman finally got there, and I went marching up to talk to him, and he said, I'm going to need to see your license and registration, because he assumed I was the truck driver. And I said, no, just innocent bystander here to help these people. So yeah, I got mistaken for a truck driver.
Well, he picked up a homiletic sheet for a BSF friend of mine. Is this camera right? It looks like it's pointing all the way down. Can I point it up?
I pointed at you while you were coloring.
Oh, I don't like it down there. But anyway, we'll have tech issues here. He went over to her house to pick up something for me, and she came to the door and she's like, "Are you the sprinkler guy?" So Steve's a hardworking guy.
And I do know how to fix sprinklers. So I almost said, "Well, what's the problem?" But no, I had to admit that I was just there as the errand boy.
Not the sprinkler guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I did here. I stamped the images, and I'm going to hold it up close. When you put it through with the white cardstock, it leaves the impression. I can see the impression of, this piece. So I knew where to stamp it. And since I'm putting this at the bottom of the card, I wanted it this way. So I stamped it in the Memento, the black ink, so I could use the blends. And then I turned it, stamped the next one, and colored it. And I used light and dark soft suede for the chocolate. Steve likes dark chocolate, and a lot of people like milk chocolate too. And then I did the cookies in the light. And, you could take your time. I was trying to hurry for your sake. But, maybe we don't want that. Putting a little dark around the edges and giving it shadows. And I think on this cookie, I left it light.
Okay, I'm kind of starting to get really hungry here, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about chocolate and cookies is getting to
see how I left that kind of light in the middle. So I'm trying to not just color solid images. I'm trying to improve on my coloring. Okay.
You know what I really would like? I would like another piece of that carrot cake that Kathy and Jim had.
Yeah, they had.
That was amazing. It was so moist.
It's a bundt cake. I don't know, a bundt cake place, and it was carrot cake at the bundt cake place. But it was very good. Yep. I'm going to stamp a little more on here. This little tiny image. Can you see this?
Nope.
This little tiny image. I'm going to put parakeet. Am I going to put parakeet? Yep, I am. And I'm just going to stamp it around the images just for added interest. It's like a little star. It makes kind of like the stars on the coffee mug. It just makes it even more fun. And why not make it fun, right?
So we got to their retirement village, Glenn and Carol's retirement village, and Carol admitted, I would really like you guys to come up and just spend some time with us. So we did. And we took the time to actually phone in the automobile insurance claim.
Yeah, Steve's the hero. He
Well,
changed the tire and he did the claim. And Mom and Dad were so happy.
Well, they get, just like most people their age, it's easy to get frustrated, particularly with all the technology things you have to do. And of course, that's the way they want to do all claims now for cars.
Can I show you this? Round and square brads. Just pick something. On this one, I put a little heart here. But if you notice, as I turn it, first I put a big heart there, but the heart turns with it. So on this one, I used a black one and I didn't, where are you? I didn't cover it. So you can do it either way.
I kind of like the spinning heart.
You like the spinning heart?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll put, what I used for the spinning heart was a big white square. And so what I'm going to do is take the brad and put it through the DSP, the hole that was made, and then I'm going to put it through the hole on the wheel. Now, isn't this easier? Several people wrote to me and asked to show how to make this card, and I hope they're on tonight because, yeah, it's easy. And see how it turns? Pretty awesome. Now, the only thing left to do is decorate the front. Oh, I have something else fun I want to show you. I have a new embossing system. So I was embossing on a paper plate, and then there would still be silver on the paper plate the next time when I used white, and my embossing powders were getting mixed up. So I decided it was time. So I went to the dollar store and bought these Rubbermaid take-alongs. And then I put 2 bottles of each color. So this is white embossing powder, and I labeled it. And let me show you how easy this is. I always use an embossing buddy that you can get in that kit. And then I need the Versamark. And I'm going to stamp, I don't know if you could see this, you're just like coffee or cookies. You make everything better. Steve picked out the sentiments. Do you like those? So I'm going to ink up the stamp, and I'm going to put it here on Parakeet Party. And then let me show you how this works. We bought these command hooks. It's, I don't know, a value pack of this. And Steve, can you put a link for this on there too?
Sure.
And the reason I did that is I don't want the spoon. And then we bought a set of these little silver spoons on Amazon. And that way I can just spoon it right back into the white. And I'm not going to mix up the colors. I'm not going to share the spoons between the colors. That way you can also dump it more than once. You just put it back in here. Make sure it's all off the way I want it to be, and put the lid back on. So this has been awesome. If you have any questions about that, let me know. I see some of you are putting hashtag Prize Patrol. Please do that. And we will be giving away one of the cards tonight. And then I always have my heat tool plugged in by my workstation. You should let it get hot first. And then when you go to emboss, it's like magic. I love watching it turn. I don't know if you could see the white very good on the Parakeet Party. And then you just run this sentiment through with this die. And voila, here we go. Okay.
Which die is that?
I showed him that before, but if you weren't on, it is the little die here that goes with beautiful shapes. But use whatever you want. It doesn't have to be that die. Okay. So the Rubbermaid, this came from the dollar store. The spoons and the hooks for inside the lid, Steve will give you the link for. Okay, now the key with this, he's making notes, you guys. He's going to remember. Yay, Steve. Okay, the key with this is you want to use adhesive strips or Stampin' Dimensionals, and you want to leave as much. Here, I'm going to get rid of this so you can see what I'm doing. You don't want to impede the motion of the wheel at all. But we want to raise this up.
It's got to have room to spin.
It has to have room to spin. You are correct. So I'm going to put the strips on here, and then I'm going to put some mini dimensionals on too. I'm not going to go down the side by the wheel. I feel like that's too close. And I'm going to put the rest of the dimensionals on. And do you want to finish your story, Steve? Because I think I interrupted you.
No, I think that was pretty much all we had to say about the auto accident and your folks. It really is a God thing that they are okay. And the next day, your dad was able to get a rim ordered, and he had a tire already that he was going to have him put on the rim. So he was good to go.
Okay. So I used a variety of adhesive strips, dimensionals, and mini dimensionals. And we just want to raise that up. I'm going to take off all the backing. How many of you have made the Give It a Whirl cards? Jean Huff, not a card making comment, but I love your bracelet. Oh, thank you. This one, I went to I wonder if a lot of times Christy is on. I went to a jewelry party at Christy's house, and her daughter had this in silver, but I wear gold a lot. And I like how sparkly it is.
It's really
sparkly. But it's on leather, so it's actual casual sparkly kind of. But yeah, it was a fun treat. You'll probably be seeing it a lot because I like to wear rings and watches and bracelets, and makes it fun on the video. Okay, so now we're just gonna center this on the card. Oh, look at that. A tiny bit of my adhesive strip is sticking out the bottom. I'm going to snip that off. So the winner is going to pick between these two. So be deciding. And you know, I'm going to cheat it a little bit to the left because we also have the arrows. There are these little tiny arrows. Which one should I use? Little tiny arrow dies that you can use too to cut out. I definitely need this. And I'm going to use a new pen that I have. It's Quickie Glue because it's just so tiny. And it's so you can tell people which way the arrow goes. Did you tell everybody how cold it was in Iowa today, Steve?
I tell you what, it was 20 degrees when we woke up this morning. So I took the puppies out to do their business, and we were fast because it was cold out there. And then it only got up to like 42 in Des Moines today. I know that Bev was saying it was cold in Ottumwa too.
And she's south of here. Okay, so I'm putting it farther away from the wheel because the last time I was catching it on my finger a little bit. That'll give it time to dry before we have to spin it too much. Now I cut out a variety of the medium and the small size hearts. These are all in the Give It a Whirl dies. And I think we already decided we're going to put a small one on the center so it can twirl and cover up that. And then I'm going to put the regular size dimensions on the medium size hearts. And, you know, maybe I'll put the words on too. So this banner die where I put "You're Just Like," I heat embossed that with white. And I'm going to put that up near the top. I have 3 mini dimensionals on the back of that.
Shelly asked about the puppies. She heard me say I took the puppies out. So Molly gets to be on camera tonight.
Molly, is a sweetheart. She is 13 and a half years old. And she is very soft and fluffy and sweet, isn't she?
Yeah, she still acts like a puppy. And she follows Beth around everywhere. Is at her heel, looking up at her like, what do you want me to do all day?
Yeah. I will be sad when I don't have Molly anymore.
Maya's asleep on the couch because that's what she does. She sleeps on the couch a lot. She's 2 years older than
Yeah, she's
Molly.
15 and a half.
Slowing down a little bit.
Yeah.
So Molly's actually half Bichon and half Shih Tzu. They call them teddy bear dogs. And that's because their face kind of looks like an Ewok from Star Wars. Like little teddy bears.
Okay, Kimberly Barbish, I'm glad you have these dies. Are you going to use this now? Is it so easy? I had them, I will admit, I had them a long time too and didn't do anything with them. But it's truly simple. So I hope if you don't get the die, have the dies, you'll get them. And if you have them, it's time to use them. Just think your recipients will be like so impressed. How did you make this? Right? I don't know. I'm just putting hearts everywhere. And then I have these 2022 to 24 in color matte decorative dots. And I put the bigger parakeet party ones on the polished pink hearts. And then I put these little ones. You can see I only have part of one. I do product shares for each new catalog. I'll do it again for the catalog that starts in January. And it's a great deal because honestly, I get everything and you get everything. Not everything, but almost everything. And so part of the reason I do the shares is just so I can have everything because I can't afford to buy everything in the catalog. But it sure is fun to see a card on Pinterest and know I can make it because I don't have all the stamp sets, but I do have all the DSP, specialty paper, most of the embellishments, and all the ribbon. So look, you guys, isn't this fun? And look how nice. Okay, so my arrow isn't totally happy yet, but I really like this. I hope you like it too. So we are going to do a drawing.
Are you ready for Prize Patrol?
I'm ready for Prize Patrol. Okay. College Station. Who's in College Station?
Debbie Turek joined us tonight.
Debbie Turek, how are you? It's good to see you. I've only seen you on here when Amy was here, and Amy's already talked to me. She's doing the video. You guys, she'll be back Thanksgiving week. So the Tuesday, 2 days before Thanksgiving, Amy will be here live in person doing another video. So actually, you can choose between all. You can have the Halloween Boo card, or you can have the Starry Sky, and I will fix your arrow. Or you can have this one is the Parakeet Party, or call it light blue, whatever you want. Tony says she needs to make one. How many people do you have signed up for the drawing?
I have quite a few, but anyone who hasn't signed up yet, all you have to do is put hashtag Prize Patrol in the comments, and it will pick you up.
Kathy, it's good to see you. If you are new tonight, anybody, please let us know. And we would love it if you would share this video with your friends. It's great, too, if you can watch us on YouTube. So
we have 19 people on tonight.
I see 26.
Well, no, we have 19 people in the drawing.
Okay, so the 7 of you who didn't put your name in for the drawing, how come you don't want to win?
I'm sure it has nothing to do with the card. I think everybody loves the card.
Okay.
Okay, we're screen sharing now, and we're ready to do our drawing.
Okay, so you'll be able to see here who wins.
Here it goes. Lots of people tonight.
Did Debbie answer how cold it was in College Station?
I'm busy doing this.
Tony, you won. Now you don't have to make your own. Tony is a prolific card maker from the East Coast. Tell me which one you want, Tony. In fact, Tony and her friend Jean visited us a year ago. It was about this time in October. Do you remember that, Steve?
Yeah.
Also, last week when we played the pre-recorded video, because we were up in Minneapolis at the Knee Doctor, only one person put a comment on YouTube, and that was Debbie Lindier. So you won. Send me your email or your snail mail address so I can mail you a card. And from Facebook, Steve randomly, I was having trouble getting on the comments, and he's like, pick the 11th person, because we don't have this drawing when, so I counted down, and Jane Tomich, I don't know how to say your last name. Jane, you won. So send me your address. Actually, I may have your address. I'll look. But anyway, congratulations. And Tony, pick what you want from this tonight. What else do we have, Steve? Anything?
I think that's about it.
We did put out the yard waste today. Tuesday's our pickup day. And then Steve looked outside this afternoon, and the whole back lawn is covered in leaves. And next Tuesday is Steve's birthday.
It's become an annual tradition that I end up raking leaves on my birthday.
He would like the kids to come rake leaves for him on his birthday.
It was funny because as they were growing up, I'd tell them, you don't have to buy me a present. Just rake the leaves for me. Because it's one of my least favorite things to do. Ryan,
our sweet second son who's getting married Thanksgiving weekend, he would come home from college. He was in college just 30 miles away at Iowa State. And he would come home and rake leaves the weekend of Steve's birthday. But now that he's not in college, is he going to show up and rake leaves?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Sean moved to Texas.
If I make him food, he would probably come.
Yeah. You made him a pork chop last night.
Yeah,
but
he liked it too.
Anyway, you guys are awesome. Please join us again. We will be live. Are you doing this on your birthday?
Sure.
So come back and tell Steve happy
Celebrate
birthday
my
next
birthday.
week. Maybe we'll make him a birthday card. We'll see. But have a blessed week. And thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.